Jericho Countdown. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Schoolboy Roll Up, the wrestling podcast you didn't know you needed, and hopefully by now you do know that you need it. That's we might need to alter that at some point, but of course, after you've listened
Next
to
week.
us, hop on the socials, join the conversation at Schoolboy Roll Up, X, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Send us emails, schoolboyrollup@gmail.com, Etsy. Greg's got a lot of personalized things on Etsy if you want to buy any.
Yeah, if you need me to make you like a picture for your shore house, hit me up.
That's
At
lovely.
Schoolboy Roll Up.
That-
Etsy.
He's done
Etsy.
some great stuff with seashells.
You like dunes? You like dunes? I'm doing dunes.
You like dunes at dawn?
You like sunrises
There you go.
over the ocean's horizon? I'm your guy.
Greg's your guy. So please look for us. You'll find us. So admittedly today, guys, I'm still feeling a little bit in my gut after last night's gut-wrenching Knickerbocker's loss. I was actually like quite sad today. I'm not gonna lie. So
You're a little melancholy.
I'm very melancholy. It's a good word, Greg. Good way to describe it. So I have a lot of things that I would like to say, but most of them are very profane and not suitable for this podcast. But I would like to say that the second that I see Tyrese Halliburton on WWE, I'm probably going to turn it off because I literally hate that guy. And I just really don't like him. So
if it makes you feel better, it's just all part of the storyline. That's all it is. Pacers make a 14-point comeback in under 3 minutes. Is it disappointing as a Knicks fan? For sure. But you know what? Makes for a great storyline. That's what this is all part of. It's not over yet.
So
Knicks are going to win by 40 in that next game. We're going to game 7. Knicks win.
Okay.
I feel great about it. Lock it in.
I'll take it.
And at the same point, you could just take the Knick approach and be like, hey, you're a 40-year-old man. Why do you care this much about sports? You got to let that go. You gotta focus all your attention just in wrestling.
Just in wrestling
entertainment.
If you're 40 years old and you're not just focusing all your attention on wrestling, what are you doing in life?
Probably
Seriously.
watching sports like a weeb.
Like a plebe weeb.
Dude, that I will talk about it as the more casual of the two Knicks fans right now. And maybe Nick is a Knicks fan.
I was talking about this. I obviously was a Knicks fan when I was a kid. The Oakley Ewing era was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Mason.
Oh, God.
Listen, this
good.
run right now.
But then I
though,
became a Nets fan. When the Nets were in Newark and got season tickets, I had a great time being a Nets fan. They got their new Russian owner. Things were looking great.
Wow.
Nothing materialized.
No.
It
And
was
now
an
I'm just
exciting
a
time for you,
wayward
Nick.
non-NBA fan because I feel disingenuous reigniting my Knick fandom. So I feel like I'm on the outs. I have no team.
Nick, you didn't know this ever. I'm telling you now. When we were in, it was probably 8th grade or high school, you had Knicks shorts.
Probably.
And I remember them from basketball, obviously. And I just remember being like, damn, I want some Knicks shorts.
Yeah.
So I got
Knicks shorts.
Yeah, I wanted Knicks shorts. So I got some Knicks shorts after I saw you had Knicks shorts. So
Did you get the same
son.
ones as Nick?
What, Greg?
You get the same ones as Nick?
I just stole them from him, and
wrote your name on the tag.
yeah. And started wearing them in
Rob.
Mr. Lamont's gym class.
Man. Were we going with the white? Were we going with the blue? Were these like the replica?
I would assume they were blue.
Shorts, or were they just like?
They were blue. No, like the authentic shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if they were like the game one or they were just shorts that had like a Knicks logo on them.
Nah,
they were the real deal.
They were the real deal, man. So
they went past the knee since that was probably in style.
That was in style.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's
Oh
hot.
man, what I would do to get a nice pair of yellow Michigan shorts right now?
Wow.
Ooh.
Down to your cat, like your ankles.
Or I mean, I rocked those UNC Tar Heel shorts for quite a long time.
Well, now that we can purchase things from China again, you should go on to DHgate or something and pick up yourself a pair.
Maybe I'll just support Fanatics. Do it the right way, Rob.
Wow.
Doing it the
You
right
are
way.
you are so honest.
But
Honesty.
yeah, watching that game last night as the more relaxed, more mellow of the Knicks fans, the more fair weather Knicks fan. I was loving the game. And then fourth quarter, I kind of took my eyes off the prize a little bit, started texting with some friends, getting sidetracked on like Instagram, thinking about what I'm going to talk about for Schoolboy Roll Up. I'm thinking this game's over. And then I watched the collapse happen. And here's my take on this as someone who's cheering for the Knicks. I wish if we were going to lose that game, I wish Halliburton just was an inch behind and just drained it in the fourth and just took us out, because overtime it felt even
It
worse.
felt like a slow death.
Oh, absolutely. We were up by 4 with under 2 minutes, and then once again lose that. I'm not saying that's a big lead, but
Big enough for 2 minutes in overtime.
good enough for 2 minutes.
Those-
And
yeah.
you watch that dissipate as well. So if you're going to be the bad guys, I wish Halliburton just did it and had that foot an extra inch behind the line. I would have taken that even more so.
For sure. I despise that man. I just can't stand anything about him. And he's doing the Reggie Miller choke. Come on. Like, you come up with your own thing. You're such a loser. Like, it just really bothers me.
I mean, it's a 14-point collapse, Rob, in under 3 minutes.
That's okay. You can come up.
It's a fair thing to call the choke motion.
That's okay.
But he did it the same way. Not every
It's okay.
listen. What I'm
So he
getting
should have what done one.
what
one
I'm
hand?
getting at is he practiced that.
He would have done it like this.
No. Listen, this is the kind of loser this guy is. Okay, he practiced that in hopes that he would get to use it during the series. I'm telling you, he did, because that's the kind of guy he is.
Yo,
maybe
we talked
needs to
about
be a
the
little
Knicks
bit more-
long enough for Rob to get heated.
Now I'm getting heated, man. Jesus.
You gotta. Here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
You need to take a breath for a second. You need to look at this from the Indiana side of things for a moment. Rob, if you're taking down Indiana, you're down by 14. It's Rob Brennick versus Indiana.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when you come back to win the game? You're not doing a choke motion. What are you going to do?
I'm waving goodbye to the fans or something.
That's what you do.
Yes. Or I'm giving DX
I feel like
chops.
you'd be hitting
DX
some
chops.
what about some sweet chin music? Just clapping.
ref.
Just totally just nail Brunson with the sweet chin. Since that's what they could do, WWE's wrote the script. They love telling you that.
They did.
Yeah.
They're aware of it.
Um,
They knew these things. So no, Knicks are coming back. There's no doubt in this. Knicks are going to win the series.
I'll put it here. I still have Knicks in 6. I'm a little sick from yesterday. That's all. And you know what else gets me sick is you wanted to call this a I don't know, a conspiracy. How about the fact that I post my
Rob can't help himself.
I can't help myself. I can't. Besides all the missed calls that the refs had, okay? Listen, the Knicks lost. They lost, but there was several missed calls, one being a goaltend that was so obvious.
Yes.
Come on. The other one being the guy's foot was on the line. I don't think he was fouled before his foot was on the line, all right? So he was out of bounds, but this is besides the point. I made a post last week on a YouTube short about my Knickerbockers. I'm getting a shadow banned because every other view, everything else on our YouTube page has like
Thousands.
hundreds, some even thousands of views. And then that post, just randomly, has 4. 4. So Adam Silver, that Raptor-looking man, just saw that video and decided that this is not something that can be
We're like, wow,
perpetuated.
Rob, that video did really poorly. You should probably not speak poorly of the NBA or talk about NBA conspiracy theories. And then boom, here we are.
Hey,
7 minutes into the show, and Rob has cursed out the refs.
Great product. NBA is a great product. It's so entertaining.
Man.
It brings families together.
Fan Rob, you just need a costume or a different voice for this bit, and I'm all in.
Like the glasses with the mustache.
Yeah, it's angry Nick fan Rob.
Yeah.
He needs like a Long Island accent to really sell this.
Oh, there's an accent that would work really well. Somebody all three of us know who used to be friends with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. That would be perfect. You know, the man known as Lit. Okay, we'll just call him that. I need that voice.
That's a good voice to go with.
It's a good voice to go with. Shout out to Lit. We love you, Lit.
We do.
But anyway, so that's my little basketball diatribe. This will happen infinitely more times
until the
Knicks are out. So
until they win or until they lose.
Yeah. So one way or another. Something else that is out is New Orleans.
Saw this.
New Orleans got Dwayne Johnson. He spoke highly about it, and then it was over. So
what's that?
He just needed to raise the ratings for New Orleans a little bit, and then he decided to bounce after that.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson's like, the beauty of announcing WrestleMania in New Orleans is we never have to have WrestleMania in New Orleans.
Yeah. It's kind of like him showing up to WrestleMania, you know? Just
exactly. He's just like, you know what? I can do whatever I want. I'm on the board of TKO at this point. I can make all these announcements. I don't have to show up ever again.
Constant disarray.
Yeah.
So they're getting Money in the Bank instead. I guess that's supposed to be cool.
And a future Mania.
Right. They'll still do one there.
Yeah, I mean, New Orleans.
They have a dome.
Now, were they doing it at Mercedes, like where the Saints play? I think it's Mercedes.
I would assume so.
Yeah, for some reason, I thought it was not. I thought it was the Smoothie Center where the Pelicans.
You thought they were doing that Smoothie King?
Smoothie King, where the Pelicans play.
Bro, put an effect on your face that makes you a clown, because that's ridiculous. You think WrestleMania was
Money in the Bank will be it?
But I thought that's why they were changing it, because then they realized that they could just have like a much bigger stadium, and that's why they're going back to Vegas.
No, this was scheduled. This was scheduled to always be at the Superdome.
Okay, they're going to do Vegas back to back. Is this confirmed?
No, it's not confirmed, but it looks highly likely that they're going to be in Vegas, because ever since, they've joined Endeavor, TKO, they're just loving Nevada these days. They're doing a little phase out of Florida. They're becoming a little bit more Nevada based, doing a little bit more gambling, doing a little bit more Saudi business. This is what they do.
Yes. Well, sorry, New Orleans.
Yeah.
See you.
Or maybe they could do it out of Secaucus, where the NBA is based.
Just that's like just in front of like 5 people in that studio. That's good enough.
Oh my goodness, what happened?
We had a big fear that we lost Greg.
Yeah, that would have been rough. Greg, we can't hear you.
NBA's messing with me now.
Oh man, it's already
Greg's shadow banning himself.
Adam Silver's pressing that button.
I'm shutting myself down.
Yeah.
I'm too edgy tonight.
What do you guys think of, since we're kind of just already broached the topic, what do you think about the new kind of way WWE operates under TKO? You know what I mean? Like things are much more buttoned up.
I think we're looking at it in like 2 different ways. Like what I have to take away from it a little bit is the idea of that just because creative's been better, that's not a result of the more buttoned up TKO. That's just a change in creative and Triple H having the opportunity to run a little bit more without Vince being there. But as far as what they do, I guess to be realistic, I don't love certain things that they do right now. It seems like they're charging a lot more at the gate, making it tougher to get in for the casual fan. So, of course, they're breaking all these records because they're charging a much higher price at this
Right.
point. I don't love the idea of them running right back to Las Vegas right now, even though I think that's a great location. I'm just never a fan of going to the same location twice in a row. It made sense when they did it between WrestleMania 36 and 37 because they didn't get to hold it in Tampa. But this feels like a step back to me, like when they were doing it in like Atlantic City and Hulk Hogan and Macho Man were still running around. You need to spread it out a little bit. Even if you were going to make a run for Vegas again in, let's say, the next 5 years, I just don't love the back-to-back approach.
Mm.
And so while they're doing better business, I don't know, I guess it's that sense of change can be difficult. And I'm not loving the changes that are happening right now, especially when it makes it tougher for, just a fan to be able to access it.
Right.
It's becoming over commercialized a little bit.
Agreed.
It doesn't seem like anything's organic, and like the opportunity to tie in brands and business is like, if there's any sort of chance for that, they just do it without regard for how it affects the presentation.
Section A32 is sponsored by Karate Kid Legends. Yeah. Like,
absolutely. They're going to just keep doing stuff like that. Or
the
they're
mat at this point has, 8 different sponsors on it?
Yeah, Drew McIntyre is going to come out at WrestleMania dressed like the Doom guy, which makes no sense. Everything's going to be this weird corporate tie-in. At a certain point, it's going to, hopefully they can peel it back a little bit. How much money do they need to make? I understand it's a public company, but
if they're going to do more corporate tie-ins, they need to bring back Triple H's entrance from WrestleMania 31, where he came out in that Terminator outfit.
Oh, dude.
Even though that movie came out at this point about 10 years ago, they just need to keep running back that entrance.
Yeah.
Give it to somebody else. Give it to the gorilla.
Just have Scott Steiner walk out, but not actually wrestle. He just walks out and then just sits down. But
how are you feeling about this, Robert?
I feel like they're slaves to the celebrity, so to speak, and I'm just kind of like tired of always seeing celebrities at the events. Like, I understand WrestleMania and I understand SummerSlam and stuff like that, but like every show you got to point out, oh, here's so and so MMA fighter and UFC guy, whatever. I'm like, I don't care.
Well, as anybody who's ever fought an MMA bout in their life, and anybody who's ever been on an episode of a Netflix show,
I was just about to say, here's Stephen Baldwin from the upcoming Netflix show.
Stephen Baldwin. Oh man. It's rough.
It feels like we're in its third wave, or I should say third peak of popularity after like the rock and roll era and like the attitude era. Seems like we're kind of peaking as far as WWE intersecting with mainstream media at this point. I mean, you could get information at this point on ESPN through Sports Illustrated. Our coverage, obviously, we're huge.
Yep.
It definitely seems like there's more corporate synergy these days.
Synergy. Nice, dude. Corporate synergy.
Corporate synergy.
There's people in boardrooms that would pay their people to say things like that. So, good job.
Hey, that's why you pay me the big bucks,
That's
Rob.
right. That's right.
That's why I show up.
That is right.
And that's why I love the NBA.
The NBA has it all right. They got it all correct. They are very well run. They don't have a bad, worsening product at all.
And speaking of, I just would like to say that our wives love Skims. It's a wonderful product. Skims for all your wives and girlfriends.
Yes, Kim Kardashian.
Very elegant.
Just
well done.
An amazing businesswoman, that Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
So, yes. Corporate
Speaking
tie-ins.
of things I love.
What do you love?
Aside from Skims.
What do you love?
I love you, Solo. I got to talk about it. This blew me away. I realized I was sleeping on this. Solo Sikoa. We've been going back and forth. His promo, I don't know if you guys watched it on Friday.
I
He
saw it.
is excellent right now. I love this weird kind of like, it feels a little bit like Insecure Roman a few years ago. He's laughing. He's trying to force Jacob to say "I love you" Solo. He's very uncomfortable, becoming a little bit more aggressive. I think Solo Sikoa is doing some great work right now. And while the bloodline is not what it once was, I like that there's still some legs right here. And best of all, we got our boy Jeff Cobb right by his
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
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 I
So
I want to call him Jeff Cobb so bad.
He is Jeff Cobb. He'll always be Jeff Cobb to me. He's my
Jeff Cobb
first time I've
Mateo.
ever seen him wrestle, and he's my favorite wrestler.
I mean, he is
Yep.
such a brick shit house, you know? Like that dude is he's powerful, he's fast. I'm trying to think of other guys that have made their WWE debut at like age 43 cuz isn't he like he's older. I'm not we're 40, we're almost 43. But it's just funny that he's all of a sudden made his WWE debut and he's just in the bloodline.
I mean,
great.
older guys that you've had debut, like Sting, obviously, that's
Right.
different though.
Right.
AJ Styles, though, debuted and he was pretty much older. But here we go, Jeff Cobb Mateo and Solo Sikoa.
I'm not into this JC Mateo thing at all.
Do we think
obviously.
we're ever going to see Tonga Loa again? Or is Tonga Loa just gone?
He's just gone.
Nah, he'll be back.
We'll be back to just
I
walk
feel
around
like-
with an eye patch?
I feel like Tamatanga has like they've almost treated him somewhat as like a comedy character, unfortunately, because this guy is good. I don't know how many people that listen to us have watched his New Japan stuff, but the guy's good and he's a great character. He's a badass. So I feel like his contract is probably tied somewhat with Tongaloa's, and they probably got a couple championship reigns guaranteed in there somehow, some way. I hope so. At least.
I mean, they did great work at Gorillas of Destiny.
Good.
Love that theme. We'll occasionally still listen to it.
Same.
You know, gets me amped up. Just like Solo Sikoa got me amped up this past week.
Well, good, because he had fallen by the wayside completely. So he's a good character. He was the main villain for like a year. So for him to disappear would have been bad.
I mean, as we're speaking right now, as we always talk about it, this is Thursday night. As we're speaking, he is the only qualifier right now for the Money in the Bank match, I believe.
Right.
Right? There was no qualifiers on Monday, was there?
You don't think so? No.
So right now, Solo is the only guy who's in the Money in the Bank match, and I like those odds.
So, since you said that, there was a lot of chatter online that Mr. Killer Cross, people are really, there's like a groundswell to get this guy into the Money in the Bank match. Do we think he gets in?
Yes.
He follows us on Twitter, by the way, which I love.
Yeah.
Hi, Killer.
Yeah.
My man.
If we were good, we would go back and show everybody the clip from a month ago when we said he's the guy from the mid card who's next up.
Nick, don't you tempt me. Don't you tempt me.
You don't
Nick.
have those. I'm calling you out. I need you to get those clip skills.
Okay.
Put the
Gotta
date on
get
the
on that
bottom.
level.
I said it. He's the guy. He's the guy.
I had a guy.
Because
I
people
mean,
need to
there is a
realize what
groundswell.
we're saying
I mean,
on here is happening and coming true.
That's right.
Not Greg's predictions on matches, but some stuff I say sometimes.
No, I think there is a groundswell at this point. What you're looking at is he was number one in merch sales, right?
Mhm.
His T-shirt was number one, and he brought up the other day the fact that it's not just about being able to get your T-shirt online. They're now actually putting his T-shirt out at WWE events like SmackDown and
Right.
Raw. So, you know,
And
they
he did an
obviously-
Ariel Hawani interview.
Yes.
I feel like that's like
That's
the
pretty
next
big.
thing,
Yeah.
right? That's right before you get a little pushy push.
And he
Did
was
you get that Ariel interview or the Van Vliet interview?
No, he's done a bunch of Van Vliets.
yeah.
So
Are you saying it's better? Is Ariel Hawani interview equal to like 3 Van Vliets?
yes, Yes, because people do Van Vliet after they get released. So it's not as
Van Vliet's all over the place. Van Vliet's going to talk to Ken Kennedy right now. That's what
yes,
he's.
I know. Yeah, I mean, no,
Wait.
he's practically part of the work, honestly, with the way he
Is
does
he?
his-
Didn't he talk to Ken Kennedy recently?
Yeah,
Kennedy.
Yeah,
there's some
Mr.
clips.
Kennedy.
There's some clips. I'm sure the episode's out right now.
Yeah, the clips are out.
Yeah.
And Kennedy's like, I never thought I'd be willing to go back to WWE. Please hire me.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
what all these people. I saw Maria Kanellis, who, I mean, not going to disparage anybody, but like she's like, oh, if they called, maybe I'd think about going back. Okay, yeah, maybe you think about going back now. You're not begging for a job or anything.
Okay, like maybe.
And
All
Mike,
right, Maria.
and she's married to that Mike Bennett guy who was, I guess he was a little ballyhooed, and I don't think he ever really turned into much in WWE.
I mean, he's now part of the Paradigm or whatever they're calling the Polygon.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're doing fine.
I'm sure he's doing great.
They're having a great time over in AEW.
Seems like some people are. So, all right, Greg, great segue. Yesterday, I'm sorry, Nick, if you feel like shutting your eyes, feel free.
No, but this is Meltzer, so it's Meltzer.
I'm going to get to Meltzer. I want to first talk about the promo that Will Ospreay and Adam Hangman Page had, which has been just praised by everybody. I don't know if you've seen it, Nick. Greg and I both checked it out. I'm never really a big guy on Will Ospreay on the mic. A little too many grooves and that kind of stuff for me.
Bro.
But the guy can obviously go in the ring. But I have to say, it seemed like a really well thought out promo, which is kind of rare for AEW. And both guys actually killed it. Greg, what did you think?
Once again, I think that's just a product not of AEW's writing or anything like that. I think just these men saw enough intensity, and that's what they brought to that promo was great intensity. I mean, you're watching Will Ospreay talk, and you feel it. You feel what he's saying. It sounds convincing. It doesn't sound like he's just going through a script. And when you talk about Hangman, he's had an interesting 2 years. Went from being a pretty generic face to this heel to now he's more of a complicated face. And I just thought they had great intensity on the mic. And it sold me on the match. And it sold me as, hey, it's going to be me. And when it's me, I'm going to be the one to finally get the belt off of Moxley. And that excites me in general. And I think that excites most people is that reign just needs to end. So great intensity from both men. I like what they said. Will Ospreay still stumbled a little bit towards the second part of what he was speaking about. But I mean, that went for about 15 minutes. So, hey, who doesn't stumble from time to time? I think the points were excellent. I liked what Hangman said as far as he's doing it in some way for the fans who kept cheering for him even when he didn't deserve to be cheered. He's doing it for...
Yeah, he's got like that wallowing character right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Ospreay just honestly talking about how grueling his travel schedule is. Like, that's just real life right there. Obviously, he gets some breaks here and there, but the fact that he's talking about doing 15-minute plane rides, it resonates and it humanizes him and makes him more than just some guy who could do flips and amazing moves in the ring. So hats off to them. I thought it was an excellent promo, just as I think most of the internet did. I mean, still doesn't take away from the fact that the MJF skit right afterwards was pretty terrible. I thought that was just...
So was the Sasha Banks. I mean, ugh.
I mean, she's just not over at this point. But let me stay on the Will Ospreay for a second. Yeah. He's given this great delivery. Look the part. Fix yourself. You look like a grown-up version of one of the Home Improvement kids.
I pulled it up. Yeah, he's got like
the older brother
from 7th grade. He's rocking.
And you know what? it's wrestling. Like, we're about characters. You're an English dude. I have no problem if you're wearing the soccer jersey. But what is this, like, 1990s crisscross jersey you got going on that says Ospreay? It's a weak product. I don't even know who wants to own a Will Ospreay baseball jersey. It's not selling. So while he's got the words and he can do it in the ring, you got to look the part. And even Hangman, to an extent, like, I like that. I think he's developed his character more. I think they could both up their looks a lot more.
Hangman,
He looks like a guy who's in some sort of band and not
yeah.
a wrestler at
A
all.
boy band, maybe.
No, like, yeah, what's going on with this? Yeah, that's the only thing that's off about this. You guys were saying the concept.
Hangman looks like he's in, like, Imagine Dragons.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yep, you nailed it. And
Radioactive.
Will Ospreay's got a haircut from 7th grade for some reason that I've never seen.
No, I thought the promo once again was excellent. Will Ospreay's intensity is awesome, but you got to switch up the do, change the look a little bit, and I would be great to see him finally get the belt on him. I'm guessing that they're going to do that around Forbidden Door, or at least give him the opportunity to challenge for it, as that'll be at the O2 Arena in late August.
Here's the question: you loved the promo, you loved both guys in the promo. Will that make you watch the pay-per-view?
No, because it doesn't work. Like, it's not tied to Peacock or some streaming service that I'm already paying for. So no, I'm not going out of my way to buy Double or Nothing.
Okay.
Will I watch? I'll watch some highlights after the fact, but no, I won't be watching that.
Okay.
And also, that's just Sunday night. I'm just not getting down like that.
The idea of paying pay-per-view for anything just seems so antiquated at this point.
It does. Well, I mean,
Well,
supposedly they're
That's
supposed
because it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be on what, Triller, or is that what that's called? Triller? Something?
Yeah.
But they're not on it right now or something. There's like a problem with it and I don't know. I don't know if you heard about that, but there was like some big issue with them not being on Triller at the moment or something. Which I guess made it easier for people to watch.
Here's the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Where's Double or Nothing taking place this year? Do we know? Is it in Vegas? Because for years they did it in Vegas. And I have no problem with that. But for some reason, I have this issue with WrestleMania going back to back in Vegas. So that's on me. Nope, it's in Arizona.
It's in Arizona. Yeah, Phoenix.
But yeah, for years they were doing it in Las Vegas. Yeah. I would have said that's no issue because they established that early on. Kind of like Lollapalooza always going to be in Chicago. Or Coachella just doing their thing out in the desert. But for some reason, that WrestleMania back-to-back in Vegas, no, it doesn't work for me. Don't ask me why. Don't question it.
Would you rather see WWE have several locations all on the same day?
What? No, that makes no sense.
They did that.
Like WrestleMania 2?
Yeah. They did it in like LA, Chicago, locations? New York. Yeah. There were different matches in every location.
What a visionary.
What a visionary this was, yeah.
Yeah.
The original visionary.
My head.
Yeah.
It hurts.
It does hurt.
I feel like the thought bubble's going to go off again.
Oh, did you see? So I posted that short and I added Riverside on it. And they said that the reason that showed up is because it's something with iPhone. Like when you go like this.
Oh.
It does
nothing.
Huh.
But I am on a Mac. I am using FaceTime as my camera.
But you did last week too, right?
I thought they said it was an Apple thing. I didn't think they said it was an iPhone thing.
Okay, Apple thing. Don't correct the tech guy. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
You really
want Android.
You really want to get specific.
Get it. If you're on an open platform, it allows you to do something. We don't know what.
It's Ubuntu.
Hi.
All right. So since we're talking about Ospreay and Hangman, I'll give you the Meltzer Saucy Nugget of the week.
I'm ready.
And as usual, it's slightly long-winded, so I'll read it slightly fast. So Meltzer says,
take your time.
This is what Cena and Cody Rhodes should have been and never hit that level, which surprises me because Cena and Cody Rhodes would be considered as good as promos as anybody. With Cody Rhodes and Cena, they're so polished in practice, very professional. It's not a knock on them, but they're not real at all. Even when they throw real barbs out, they were never real. I never got that feeling of real. With Will Ospreay, every word he said, the way he said it, with the conviction he said it, I got the feeling that it was real. Hangman had to do his depression and everything like that, and that was great. It was maybe Hangman's best promo ever, but these guys, it was absolutely spectacular.
Can never say something good about AEW without saying something bad about WWE.
Accurate.
This guy is
accurate,
absurd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy's just a hot take artist. He's looking for clicks at this point. He's no different than like a sports keto or whatever. Like he's clickbait. While he's 1000% right or 100% right that it was a great promo, and you just heard me talk about that. Why are we comparing this to Rhodes and Cena? And the issue with Rhodes and Cena to me isn't the promos. When they actually faced off against one another in the ring, I thought some of those promos, not necessarily all of them, but there were moments where those promos hit. So it's not a promo thing. It's that match just did not go the way that match should have went.
Right.
That's the issue with Rhodes.
Which gives you the chance to go back and be revisionist and say the promos weren't good now. Right? Oh, the promos weren't good and they weren't real because the result, the resulting match wasn't good. He's a little off on that one.
Yeah. Like usual. The beginning promos were not great. But
but that was Cena Solo Dolo.
Right.
That was a little weird.
Right.
When he was trying to establish the motivation for the character.
And they progressively got much, much better. And by the end, the last few, they were awesome.
And it would have been better if they had one more. At least one more. That was the only thing that was missing.
Yeah.
But to make it about, the comparison of this is so much better than Cena Rhodes, it's not zero sum. And it's honestly just a stupid approach to do that. I need to say something sensational so that people still pay attention to me.
Well, he does that weekly, not weekly, daily, because he's still out there saying that AEW on Max is getting 500 to 750,000 viewers a week. And I just don't get how. And nobody's going to release the numbers to prove that he's wrong because nobody has them. And so I just feel like he's Tony Khan's, little, propaganda monkey.
Do you think he had something to do with the NBA draft?
Knowing him, yes. And he also had something to do with that ball that Halliburton shot, going straight up in the air and falling in from 15 feet up. What are we doing?
I was going to say that was at least 5 feet above the rim.
It was insane. Yeah, he had something to do with it.
It was a better shot than Cody or Cena could have ever shot.
For sure. I'm trying to imagine Cody Rhodes and John Cena shooting basketballs right now, and it's just not hitting.
Do you think with a partner of your choice, you don't need to say who, you have to know the person, though. It can't just be random person.
Yeah.
Do you think you could take Cody and Cena in a 2-on-2 basketball game?
1,000%.
0%.
Oh, come on.
They're too strong. Both of them are too big and strong.
They can't. I guarantee you, they can't shoot. Guarantee.
They don't need to shoot. They're so much stronger than we are.
I think they're just doing a big man back down. I think they're just going to back you down.
Doesn't mean they can make it.
I mean, they're going to get within about 3 feet of the hoop.
These are athletes. They are huge, and one of them is one of the strongest people.
Do you think you could beat Damian Priest one-on-one?
Too tall. He's just too tall.
But he's definitely wearing his latex bodysuit when you play.
Would you go to a Yankee game with Damian Priest if you both had to wear latex bodysuits?
I mean, where are we sitting, Nick? Where are we sitting? Are we sitting with the bleacher creatures or what?
Yes, and you have to just share garlic fries with them.
Middle of August for a day game.
Yeah,
I'm doing it because I'm asking them some questions, like where this bodysuit came from, and why things have went the way they've went.
Are you
He's
taking the
definitely
shoulder
putting-
straps off when Judge comes up to the plate?
He's putting
Let's
you through the
go!
stunt table.
Whoosh, whoosh. Let's go. Yeah,
He's definitely going to put you through a stunt table at some point.
that's just nicely set up, like right in the front row there.
In the bullpen. You're getting
Yeah.
thrown out of the bleachers
my
into
God.
the bullpen.
No, this is a real table. Look, there's a tablecloth on it, and there's a empty coffee cup. Ready to go.
Sponsored by Delta. It's the Delta Damian Priest table move. What about you? If there's one wrestler that you could go to a sporting event with, who would it be?
But you have to dress like them.
Or you have to dress like them. That's a good point. Very good point.
Like in attire?
Yeah, whatever their deal
Whatever,
is.
yeah. Whatever their deal is. Yeah.
Let's see. Give me Big Jim.
Big
Let's go
Jim.
with Big
You
Jim.
want to wear that like
I'll wear the
Moo
Big Jim jersey?
The Big Jim Moo jersey?
Dude, I feel like he'd be a great time at the game.
Like some skinny sweats and some Air Forces with your moo.
Yeah, doing that. I feel like we'd have a great time. It'd be pretty chill.
What
Might
about
wind up like,
This Big Jim.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Bud Light.
I feel like if you went to Yankee Stadium with the Samoan werewolf and sat with the bleacher creatures, that there would be some like real problems. Like he would just
He would moonsault the whole
yeah,
section.
he'd have some problems, man. He'd walk up with the belt around his neck and everything, and he'd just
Insecurity tries to stop him. He just,
I mean, if
hip
he's
checks
cheering
him.
for the Yankees, he's solid.
He's
If
solid.
he's not cheering for the Yankees, like if he's there cheering on the opposing team, there's gonna be some issues
there's
there.
going to be some real problems. Yeah, I think so.
So good. We finally got Rob to stop hating Damian Priest. They're gonna go to the
I'm going to
game
go to
together.
a game with them. I'll have some garlic fries with them.
Nice.
Maybe even a little ice cream in a helmet type deal, you know?
Are you both wearing eyeliner?
Oh, I don't know, man. That might be a deal breaker. Nobody wants to see me with eyeliner.
Greg's like,
Well,
man,
maybe.
come on.
Maybe.
What?
That's a bridge too far, I'd say.
All right.
All right, just nipples out. Got
Just
it.
nips out, you know, with those chains and all that stuff, and
Just some chains.
just some chains, some pierced nipple chains.
Just some guys taking in a game midday wearing like
Taking the shoulder straps off, having tattoos of Judge on your chest.
Oh my god! And you got to tell everybody around that you were homeless, and you know,
That's part of it too. You have to take on his.
you
life
have to
story.
take on his persona
just wear
and
the
his
same
life
outfit.
story.
You have the same life story. Okay.
This is gradually getting worse. I don't know if it's gonna work out now.
like you just have to go up to people and be like, I was on the streets.
I was on the streets, and then I met Bad Bunny, and I wasn't anymore. to the streets of New York. Anyway, what about you, Greg?
So what else is new?
I don't know. Oh man, I don't know, man. There is something I do want to ask you, wrestling wise.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes, will he be back on this Saturday? I could say that now.
Yep.
This Saturday night's main event. Will he return? Will we hear? Doof, doof. Wrestling has more than
Where,
one.
when, why? Why is he showing up?
To maybe
Because
help
John Cena's taking on R-Truth.
And it
Got a
makes
little
no
Saturday
sense.
night
It's a
main
silly
event.
match. So
What's that?
Cena's got to show up and. I thought Roman was going to come back first, so I was obviously wrong. Cody's definitely coming back first. I don't know that it's this Saturday. I don't see where it makes sense for him to come back. Unless it's to somehow screw over Cena. But I mean, they're going to put the freaking belt on our truth. Come on.
It's not a title match.
Oh, okay. All right. You got me there.
I'm gonna say no. I don't. While there's some rumor that like Cody could come back right now, I feel like too soon. We're only a month after Mania. Save him a little bit more. Bring him back. Maybe have Money in the Bank. Maybe
It
bring him
doesn't
back.
seem that impactful to have him come back and help our truth.
Yeah, I think that's the thought right now is that our truth is getting beat down so bad. Here comes Cody to be, knight in shining armor. Still doesn't make sense to me though to just bring him back right now. Wait a few extra weeks. Bring him back Money in the Bank when more people are watching.
They should wait until New Orleans.
Wow.
Not WrestleMania.
Or maybe after he saves our truth, they'll change his theme to the melanin in his soul version.
Oh my god, dude. Oh man. Wow. That is
Which was the funniest thing ever. Then it kind of got buried. They copyrighted the video away.
it did get buried.
And then Cody called it out on Instagram like 6 months ago or whatever.
That was if anyone hasn't seen it, just look it up.
Find it. It's
it's
hysterical.
Rob, do you think we're getting Cody back?
No. I don't think he's coming back here. I see somehow maybe whoever whoever Cena's facing in his next feud, which I'm not sure who we're looking at with that yet, but I think whoever that is going to be the one that will interfere and stop him from the beatdown of R-Truth. Which, by the way, R-Truth, man, what a professional this guy is. He is hardly used on TV except for comedic spots for the most part. But the guy can still wrestle pretty well, and he's just busted his ass for years and years and years. I'm glad he's kind of getting a little bit of a shine here.
I mean, he's had a really great return run from about a year and a half ago, from getting to redo the Awesome Truth and winning the tag belts at Mania last year to, just all the comedies done with Judgment Day and comedy's always been his specialty, but the fact that he could actually tie this into a small program with Cena, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, R-Truth, I mean, I don't think he's even in question. This guy's definitely in the Hall of Fame one day.
Oh, easily.
Especially when you talk, people are memeing about how many championships he's had because of all those 24/7 title. But it's still a thing. He's had an insane number of title runs.
I mean, anyone using that as an argument is ridiculous.
But that's part of what makes him who he is.
It is true, in the funny way.
What is it? He had like 50 plus title reigns with the 24/7 belt, I believe. That's a lot.
It's a lot. But listen, has this guy ever been on TV and you haven't laughed at what he said? Like, I'm pretty sure some people try really hard to be funny, like Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and they usually are, but R-Truth, man, whatever comes out of his mouth is usually just gold. So,
absolutely. I mean, there's so many ones you could talk about, but the one where he talked about throwing Paul Heyman out at Royal Rumble, it's incredible.
It's incredible. What I would have liked to see for this little mini feud would have been like a mini rap battle. I think that would have tied in the Dr. Thugonomics a little bit for Cena's final run.
Yeah, but Cena can't do anything fun. That's part of his shtick right now.
Which sucks, but I think that would have been
right, because
cool.
that actually would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Did we not touch upon this last week? The fact that when that match ended and Cena was getting out of the ring, the way it looked like he was having second thoughts, or he was definitely having some kind of thoughts that made it seem like there was a little crack in his heel exterior.
Yeah, he doesn't like the low blow, hit him with the belt being his new finisher. So it's great. He's such a good actor, so bring it on.
He's so torn.
We've talked about it before. When are we going to see John revert back to being a face? Because I don't think he takes us up to his retirement date.
So I'm not sure who that is exactly.
So he's retiring in December, I think my
Yes.
birthday, December 26th. I'm saying when he loses the belt, which I'm guessing maybe SummerSlam, maybe he starts his, final face run then. He gets mad because whatever The Rock was sold him wasn't worth it. See, in my long-term fantasy booking, Cody Rhodes takes the belt off him at SummerSlam because Dwayne Johnson comes back and they double turn on Cena, and then Cena becomes face and Cody Rhodes is a heel. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're looking at Cena having to turn back face at some point later this summer. I don't think it necessarily needs to go all the way to the end, and I think people do want that opportunity to cheer him again. So, losing the belt around SummerSlam, maybe by Clash in Paris at the end of August, you're looking at full turn back to face. I
I'd
don't
say
know.
so. I think that's probably
Yeah.
accurate. Your time is
Yeah.
up. John Cena's time is now. Um, yeah,
I feel like that would have just been the way to end it right
that would
there.
have
You
been,
go,
Yeah.
"Time is up."
but that's not even good. Last week,
Wasn't.
because last week we ended with Goldberg putting his adult child into a car seat.
Yeah.
So like, we're gonna just end on that. Can't end on that.
Yeah, but you can't make those. You can't make those moments every week.
Yeah, can't happen every
We
week.
had the,
It's.
the Goldberg riff is just.
I mean,
It
I've
just
gone
kept
back
building.
and I still keep falling into that same pattern,
Which is,
like of just listening to it and how
yeah.
ridiculous it is. And I'm not going to say like I'm to the point where I'm crying so hard that I have to walk away, but I'm laughing. I'm still laughing on it. It's going to get me
Yeah.
every time.
It's gonna.
If you think about the image, it's always funny.
One funny part
I,
about all that though is with Goldberg, and we were talking about him coming back with the hair and everything, and then we mentioned it on two separate episodes, and then which is ridiculous in itself, right? Like
Yeah.
honestly. But then this week on Tuesday, Goldberg posts a video of like him throughout the years, and the still in the beginning of the video is this dude with hair,
Like a lot of
like
hair.
a lot of hair.
Out of
Like
hair, dark hair too.
he'll never admit it, but he heard us and he heard the masses, and he wanted to just give us what we wanted, which is to see
Like let
Goldberg
you
with
know
hair.
that this was a thing. It will not be a thing, but it was.
And it's like
He, he
imagining
wants
Goldberg
in.
spearing people and jackhammering people with hair. It just didn't seem as vicious.
He wants in on this. He wants to rebrand us as Goldberg Roll Up.
Oh,
It's just like just awful ideas. All right, here's what we're talking about.
we're talking about cars, muscle milk, and
And hair.
Gage,
Gage.
how Gage performed sophomore year
3
at
missed tackles.
DD. He had 4 tackles in 1 quarter. Like, all right.
Like that's what this is how did Gage do in his football game segment of the week? It's like,
Can we?
Just showing his phone. He's like, look at this.
I think
Like,
Goldberg would actually love the ability to do that. Like, I think he would actually like love because he seems like an awesome dad. He loves to talk about his kid. He loves to show his kid off, like most parents. I think if we offered him the ability on a weekly basis in the fall to just go over his son's
and now here's from via satellite
Yeah.
is Bill Goldberg to talk about his son.
and he's just going through the video. I think he'd be down.
I mean, my only concern is when you said he loves talking about his kid like most parents. What if we're wrong? What if all of a sudden he clams up?
You just can't
He's like,
say.
that's very private to me.
Yeah. I don't want my son to be on TV when I wrestle my final match. But you're doing it for him, Bill. You've told us a million.
No, that was Vince's idea.
That was Vince.
My son hates that I wrestle.
It's just such a turn. His son's not even there because he's just so angry that he's wrestling. and then he asks to come on to the show to give his
The
side
new
of the
angle
story.
is he's gonna like try and drag his son away from his studies to please watch him, or don't watch. Me.
Don't watch. Do anything but watch me.
Don't watch me do this.
Stop looking. He just turns into Arnold.
Uh,
Stop it.
do you think there's a chance that he winds up going to maybe like a Braves game with Damian Priest, and they're both wearing like latex outfits?
No, Damian Priest is wearing a bald cap.
Except the hair is still sticking out of the bottom.
Yeah, he's got the braids hanging out the back, but he's got a bald cap on his head.
That sounds right. And Goldberg does like all the piercings and everything, and that would be good. That would be Goldberg's choice of what wrestler to go to a game with. Would definitely be Damian Priest.
Goldberg is a huge Damian Priest fan.
That's who his final match will be against.
Like cries with tears of joy when he sees Damian Priest.
With those little sunglasses that he always wears. I like how I had to do this when I did sunglasses. Like, why do I do that?
I feel like I know the ones you're talking about. He's always in those Oakleys.
Those like really small Oakleys. Like incredibly small. Bill, your head is huge. Why are you wearing that small sunglasses?
I just want to let you know, while we're talking about this, I'm doing a quick search. I'm typing in Goldberg sunglasses. Let's say,
You're right. You know I'm right. What are you? Right? They're the black ones, right?
it's back. Done.
Oh,
Hold on, I need to see this.
All right. Okay. Wait, Nick. I was just gonna. Oh my god. I mean, come on.
They don't fit his face. They don't fit his face.
That's just amazing.
It's happening again.
How did you know about this?
I've
never seen this.
When that he would show up. He would show up
these
like,
glasses on.
you know, sometimes Nick, when like on Nitro, when he was walking up to the building, he'd be wearing those small sunglasses.
They're so tiny.
He looks like a.
Wait, did we show it? Can you turn it?
He did. He showed it.
I got another one.
Let me see which one you got. So many.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Do we have we should have a Goldberg sunglass party where we all have to wear those.
That's classic. Goldberg sunglass party. That's the song. Oh man, we'll get a whole bunch of pairs for the SummerSlam Rager, and just hand them out.
We'll need it to protect those eyes.
That happen to be very close together.
Extremely close. So we could get sponsored now just from Goldberg
by Tiny Oakleys.
By Oakleys, and also like Greco for car seats or whatever car seat brand you want to go with there.
Yeah, we need sunglass and car seat sponsors.
Yes. So we will take the best offer, everybody. Send your offers in, and we will look through them all very closely.
But we're giving away a lot of merch at this tailgate.
We are.
That's for sure.
We're giving away everything.
We're giving away all the Skims.
We'll have some Skims.
Authentic Genetti Skims.
We got a whole bunch of trays of Hormel. Hormel chili everywhere.
Our Cobb leaves no drops lattes that we're giving away.
Cobb leaves no drop. Oh, we got to have some of those like styrofoam coffee cups just to prove that, you know, you put it on the table.
Yes.
You know,
1,000%. We're just going to have some stunt tables set up.
Oh, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous, especially with some of the clowns that we might have coming.
All those clowns.
All those clowns. Clowns, you know who you are, clowns. All right. I think we've bandied about
We
enough
achieved
here.
something.
We achieved something. We finished the way I wanted
did.
to finish. And you know what?
All right.
I
Which
appreciate
apparently
that.
is
Held
another
on, and we got
forced
Goldberg
Goldberg
sunglasses.
reference.
All I
Actually
had-
pretty funny.
All I had to do was mention Goldberg and off it went. So
Goldberg quickly moving up the ranks.
There's things to rant
Right
about,
now, our
riff
Mount
about.
Rushmore is Goldberg, Jannetty, and Cobb.
yes.
Who will be the
Damian
the
Priest.
fourth man?
But Damian Priest is kind of in there too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Damian Priest might be
Only
our
because
fourth.
you supposedly hate him so much, and I just think you guys would bond over
We would
being
really
Yankee
hit it off.
fans.
Let's come back around.
We're
We love him
instant.
now.
I mean, we're both Yankee fan, and I think he's a
Yeah.
Knicks fan too. So I guess, we got.
You're actually best friends.
We're
and
actually
that's what's
best friends,
fatal.
and I don't even
Yeah.
know it. But Goldberg, I just need you to know that we actually think you're awesome. We're not making fun of you horrifically. It's just it's a funny idea, Goldberg. So don't take it personally, please.
Goldberg, just laugh.
Just
It's a
laugh.
joke,
It's
Goldberg.
just a joke.
We're just kidding.
This
It's just
isn't.
friends. You can make jokes about us too, I guess.
Yes.
I named my son after you.
Yeah, exactly.
Your son.
Gage
Gage
is
Goldberg
actually
Moran.
named Bill, and we just don't know it.
Bill.
Yeah. But all right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Enjoy Saturday Night Main Event.
This time.
This time.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.